சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Again, wash your hand. With the tips of the right hand, index, middle, and ring fingers joined together, touch above the upper lip and below the lower lip. Again, wash your hand. With the tips of the right hand, index finger and thumb joined together, touch the right nostril, the left nostril. With the ring finger and thumb joined together, touch the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, and the left ear. Again, wash your hand. With the little finger and thumb joined together, touch the navel center, the right chest, the left chest. The tips of all 5 fingers joined together, touch above the head, the right shoulder, left shoulder, and then the heart center. Again, wash your hand. Let us now enter into the Sankalpa.
Now, as we begin the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, take a moment to first set your conscious resolution. Visualize yourself in the way you want to manifest your body. Visualize the perfect health, yourself relieved of all diseases. Whether you want to have a breakthrough in the flexibility aspect, in the strength aspect of your body, visualize yourself being able to do that. And now we will begin the Sankalpa mantra.
ओम ममोपात समस्त दुरितक्षय द्वारा भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये क्रोधिनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतु कुंभमासे कृष्णपक्षे त्रयोदश्यां शुभतिथौ भौमवासरयुक्तायां श्रवणनक्षत्र वर्यन्योग गरजकरण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ तस्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वरा भिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमन्यतुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपान लब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागम सारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रभक्त्र श्रीमत् परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्ह काहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा विजापवर्ग वर्ष विश्राणजीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य पांड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपण शाक्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरहार ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद ऋषभध्वज स्थापक समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ तृणवद्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्यर्जित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्त्र साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी वंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्ताभिषिक्त चूड़ामणि साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलमहा गुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगत गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमद् जगत गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थम तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थम गुरुकृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध बल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम समस्त दुरितोपशान्त्यर्थम समस्त मंगल अवाप्त्यर्थम भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव प्रसादेन कुटुंबस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र योगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परम शिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये ओम अप उपस्पृश्य please wash your hand tanudani of water
Yes, now we are going to be beginning with the skeleton dance. So let's all get up. Let's all get up on our feet. Everyone stand up. Please stand on top of your feet and close your eyes. Bring the visualization of your complete body becoming just bones. Now slowly start loosening your body, your hands, your fingers, your legs, and feel that all five of the four limbs on your head have become independent. They have got their own independent intelligence and moving like snakes in various different directions without any particular pattern or order. Start randomly and intensely shaking your body in every direction. Drop all of the laziness, tiredness, boredom, lethargy that you're experiencing, that you're having at Swamiji's feet.
Nithyananda, 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 Manandam, Nithyananda, Manandam, Nithyananda, 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 Manandam, Nithyananda, Manandam.
Slowly start increasing the intensity. Move back and forth in your mat. Continue to keep the visualization of the skeleton, that your body has become completely just bones.
Nithyanandam, 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 Manandam, Nithyanandam, Manandam, Nithyanandam, 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 Manandam, Nithyanandam, Manandam.
Intensely shake your body now. Shake, 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 shake. Go wild with your visualization and the movement of your body. Do not have any sort of pattern. or organized way of moving your body. Intensely shake.
Nithyanandam, 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 Anandam, Nithyanandam, Anandam, Nithyanandam, 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 Anandam, Nithyanandam, Anandam.
Slowly, very slowly, relax. Take a moment to just relax yourself and come to a stable position. Do not adjust anything. Just bring the awareness to the breath, the inhalation and exhalation. Just focus on inhaling and exhaling. And the inhalation and exhalation of your body as deep as your knees. Visualize and feel the air going all the way from your knees up inside your lungs, taking as much of prana as possible. And then when you exhale, all of that unwanted toxins from your system leaving the body. Feel your heart slowly settling down, relaxing. Now, slowly open your eyes. Now, if you need, you can adjust your mat, your dress, whatever you want to adjust, and then come to a seated position. We're going to be moving into the first asana of today. So today we are starting from asana 280. We are almost completed the Trithiya Vinyasa Krama. Let's begin with the first asana, which is swastikasana. Since swastikasana, we are going to just sit in a cross-leg position. So there's a particular way of sitting. We'll focus on show you how the legs have to be. So each of your leg, the soles of your leg has to be between the gaps of the calves and thighs. So we are showing it to you now. So the right leg will be in the gap of the thighs and calves of the left leg, and the same with the left sole. Keep your back straight and place your palms in a comfortable position on your thighs, on your knees. And now gaze to your nose. So we are performing the visualization of swastika. So the swastika is the symbol of peace, well-being, good fortune, and prosperity. And perform the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. The Jiva Chala Kumbhaka is inhale, visualize the prana going all over your system, and then exhale. Perform the Mula Bandha, tightening the perineum. And continue to hold the visualization and the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your throat center.
जानूर्गोरन्तरे सम्यक् कृत्वा पादतले उभे ऋजुकाय समासीनः स्वस्तिकं तत्प्रचक्षते.
Relax. Now we are going to be moving into the next asana, Gorakshasana. So in Gorakshasana, you are going to continue to be seated in the same position, just the placement of your hand is going to change. So bring the palms and cover the ankle of the respective leg. So you can see how the Acharya is placing their hand. So just cover your ankles from the outside. And now we are going to be performing the Jalandhara Bandha. So inhale as deeply as possible, lock the chin to the chest, hold the breath and visualize the prana moving all over your body as in the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. And when you can't hold on anymore, exhale. This time we'll be performing the Mula Bandha as well. Now inhale once again, lock your chin to the chest, hold the breath inside, visualizing the prana moving all over your body, and then exhale. In this asana, keep your gaze at the nose and visualize the great sage Goraknatha, the founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानो व्यक्तसंस्थितौ गुल्फौ छाच्छाद्य हस्ताभ्याम् उत्तानाभ्यां प्रयत्नतः कण्ठसङ्कोचनं कृत्वा नासाग्रमवलोकयेत् गोरक्षासनमित्याहुर्योगीनां सिद्धिकारणम्.
Yes. Now we are going to be moving into the next asana, which is Bhagasana 2. So the Bhagasana is where we are going to be performing the Shanmukhi Mudra. So the Shanmukhi Mudra we had performed a few days before. Once again, we'll recap the Shanmukhi Mudra for all of you. So the Shanmukhi Mudra is where you're going to lock all of your senses using the hands. So now let's first watch the screen. Let us all first watch the screen, and once we see how to perform the Shanmukhi Mudra, all of us will perform the Shanmukhi Mudra as well. So now first is close the mouth with the little and index finger of both your hands. So with both of your hands, close your mouth. And next, with the middle finger, you're going to gently place it on the nostrils. With the index finger, you're going to close the eyes. And with the thumb, you're going to place it on the ears. So this is the Shanmukhi Mudra. So let's all perform the Shanmukhi Mudra together in this asana. So you're going to inhale, take a deep breath, and then lock the, so you will keep your hands already on the mouth. So the little finger and ring on the mouth, on above and below the lips, closing the mouth. The index finger on the nose, the middle finger on the nose, the index finger on the eyelids, and the thumb on the ears. So when you inhale, you're going to inhale and gently close the nostrils with your index finger, with your middle finger. And when you can't hold on anymore, you will exhale. But do not remove the hands from the posture. Okay? So in this same seated position, perform the Bindu Mudra. The Shanmukhi Mudra. And visualize Swamiji in your inner space. During this asana, you're going to gaze to your third eye. Lock the eyes in the third eye and perform the Mula Bandha. And continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वामपार्श्वो गुदं गुदं स्थाप्य दक्षाङ्घ्रिवामजघने मध्यमातर्जन्यङ्गुष्ठैः नासादृष्टिश्रुतिक्रमैः छाद्यापेज्जिनं भ्रुविर्मनोलात्वा स्थिरं मनः एवं विधासनं यत्र तत्र साधो भगासनम्.
Relax slowly, very slowly. Place your hands by your side. And now we move into the next asana, which is Yogasana 2. So here we are going to change the position of our feet. Okay. So now we are going to place the feet on top of opposite knees. Okay. So place your feet on top of opposite knees. So it is like Padmasana. It is just instead of placing the leg all the way on the opposite thigh, we are going to be placing the feet on the knees. Okay. And if you are not able to place your feet, both feet, then you can place one foot alone in Ardha Padmasana. So place one foot alone in Ardha Padmasana, and the other foot you can place it in front of your leg and slowly try to pull the leg on top. So place the heel first, then you can try lifting the leg off the ground and holding it, and then you can try to slowly pull it onto your thighs. So let's all take a moment to bring ourselves into the seated position, placing our feet on top of opposite knees. And keep your back straight. So the position of your hands, is you're going to be placing the back of the palms on the side of your body. So keep the back of your palms on the side of your body with the fingers pointed upwards, with the fingers facing upwards. So we'll show from the side as well. Just relax your palms, relax your hands by the side of your body, and keep the gaze to your nose. So in this asana, we are going to be performing a new kumbhaka. This is called the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. So without touching the front of the teeth, place the tongue near them. And then inhale through the mouth, making the lips like a beak of a crow, basically contracting your lips. This is the practice of the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. So inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose. Now visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Moola Bandha, tightening the perineum, lock the perineum, and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानो चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः आसनोपरि संस्थाप्य चोत्तानं करयुग्मकं पूरकैर्वायुमाकृष्य नासाग्रमवलोकयेत् योगासनं भवेदेतद् योगीनां योगसाधने.
Yes. Now you can relax your mouth. So the next asana is Urdhva Kukkutasana. So Urdhva Kukkutasana is where we will be continuing to place our legs in the Padmasana. So this time you can pull your feet even closer inside. Okay. So the previous asana we had the feet on the knees, opposite knees. This asana we are going to be placing our feet on the opposite thighs itself. So let's all place our feet on the opposite thighs. Basically, we are sitting in Padmasana. Let's all place our legs in Padmasana. If you want, you can take a moment to, switch your legs. If you place the right leg on top, you can place the left one on top this time. So whichever you are sitting, you can switch the leg. And now place the palms on the side of your buttocks. Okay, place the palms on the side of the buttocks and keep your hands as close to your body as possible. Okay, so some of us are much better in this asana, where we are going to be lifting our body off the ground. So you're going to lift your entire body off the ground. So if you can lift your body off the ground, try to do it so. Lift it as high as possible. And now for those of us who are not able to lift, first lift the buttocks off the ground. Keep the knees on the ground and lift just the buttocks off the ground. Okay? Now from this position, you're going to allow yourself to be here. Stay in this position and hold. And once you're able to stay here, try to lean back. So as you lean back, the center of gravity moves in your body and you're able to slowly lift your legs as well off the ground. So you're going to be tightening your abdominal muscles over here. The main key body part that is going to be lifting the entire legs is the abdominal muscles. So you might even feel your body shivering, quivering. That's fine. It's just your abdominal muscles tightening up. And you also need to use your hands, right? As I mentioned earlier, you're going to keep your hands as close to the body as possible. Okay, as close. You want your elbows to touch the side of your body. You want your hands, you want your palms almost even under your foot, under your thighs. And press the hands towards the body, which will give you additional grip to keep your body off the ground. Okay, so by performing this asana, we are strengthening our shoulders, we are strengthening our wrists, we are strengthening our fingers, hands and abdominal muscles. So it's a very powerful asana. Let's all try. So if you're able to lift off the ground, or if you're not able to, and some of us are not able to perform Padmasana. For those of us who are not able to perform Padmasana, continue to keep one leg on the ground and same, lift the butt off the ground and hold over there. So even if you're not lifting your legs completely off, you're still going to get the effect of this asana. You're still going to be strengthening your shoulders, your hands and your abdominal muscles are going to be engaged. So lift the lift the buttocks off the ground and stay there as long as you can. When you can't, relax. Take a moment, take a quick breather of 2 to 3 seconds and again lift up. So let's all once do this asana for 10 seconds. Let's all lift up first 10 seconds. So make sure legs are in Padmasana. Let's keep our hands. On your mark, get set, go. Lift your legs off the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Great. A lot of us were able to lift off the ground. That's beautiful. In Kailasa, Los Angeles, female side, there is someone lying down. If that person is fine, you can please ask them to just be seated and follow along with us. So we are not done with the asana yet. Just take a minute to, rotate your wrists, loosen them out. Take a moment to just loosen the wrist. Push it back, push it down. Just open and close your fingers. Yes. Now we are going to be performing the asana once again. So once again, place your hands on the ground. Bring your feet back into Padmasana. This time we are going to be visualizing a rooster in our inner space, performing the Mula Bandha and lift our body off the ground. वाशिष्ठमत कौंडिन्यम ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतु बंधनम. Relax, lower the body onto the mat. And now we are going to be moving into the next asana. So the next asana is Siddha Haratali Asana. So in Siddha Haratali Asana, continue to keep your legs in Padmasana. If you're able to sit in Padmasana, continue to keep your legs in Padmasana. Now place your hands in between of your feet. Okay, so you're going to not place your hand in the gaps of the thighs and calves. No, you're going to be placing your hands in between of the feet. So we lift it and we lift our legs and show you. So see, if you see over here, he's not placing his hands to the gap of the thighs and calves. He's just placing it behind both the feet in front of the perineum. So now you're going to be placing your hand there and keep your feet on the ground. That is all. So this is a simple asana. Just place your hands through the gap. We are not lifting our body. Do not lift your body off the mat. Continue to be seated. So continue to be seated and just place your hand over there. Okay, let's take a minute to all put our hand through the legs and be seated. So once again, showing to you how to do that. Just place it behind the feet. And now in this asana, visualize Swamiji in the inner space and perform the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. So let me repeat the instructions of the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. Contract the lips, open the teeth lightly, keep them apart. Place your tongue in between of the teeth, but do not touch the teeth to the tongue. And inhale through the mouth as deep as possible. Hold the breath there for a second and then slowly exhale through the nose. Let's perform the Kumbhaka again. Contract the mouth, contract the lips. Place the tongue in between of the teeth of the upper and lower teeth. Inhale through the hollow of the mouth. Hold the breath for a second and then exhale. Visualize Swamiji in this asana and gaze at your nose and continue to perform the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करे अस्तुतो गोहोडासन दिगरे सुबह हथेली भूधरी राखे पोछा कोणासन में राखे दृष्टि हथेली की है जहाँ आसन लगवाया खेता नासा दृष्टि अचल ठहरा दे सिद्धहस्तरी नाम कहावे.
Yes. So now we're moving into the next asana, which is Hamsasana. So once again in Hamsasana, we are going to be lifting our body off the ground. Okay, so in Hamsasana, we are going to lift our body off the ground. So let's all keep our legs, continue to keep our legs in Padmasana. So again, for this asana, you can switch your legs if you want. You can place the right leg over the left or the left over the right. So bringing that balance of comfort between both the legs. So now you're going to be placing your hands between the gaps of the thighs and calves. So we'd also like to show you a simpler way of putting your hands through the gaps of the thighs and calf. So let's all stretch our legs in forward. Let's all stretch our legs in front of us. So now you're going to be bending one of your leg, whichever leg you want. Bend whichever leg you want and place it on the opposite thigh. And at the same time, you're going to keep your hand inside of your calves, between your calves and thighs. Okay? So keep your hand in between and with the other leg, you're going to raise the other leg and place it onto the opposite thigh. So when you bring your leg, you are going to be crossing the leg on top of your elbows already. Yes. So you can see. So this will, if you are not very comfortable with Padmasana, you can do this. The thing with this is it will not bring your hands will not be in an equal position, but it is much easier for you to put your hands through the calves and thighs. Okay, so if you are able to do it, if you're able to put your hands without this shortcut, you can do that. That is much better. But if you need little more help with putting your hands through, you're not very comfortable, you can use this as well. So now once you have placed your hands through the gap of the thighs and calves, now we are going to be lifting our hands, lifting our body off the ground. So let us all try to lift our body off the ground. So first make sure your hands are all the way your legs are all the way to your elbows. Place your hands as close to your buttocks as possible, and then you can even rock yourself forward. So when you rock yourself forward, you're going to give yourself some momentum. If you try to kind of place your hands by the sides and lift your body, you may face little more difficulty. So you can rock yourself into the asana, and when you're in the asana, you want to lean forward. So lean a bit forward. This will bring some more balance into the asana. Let's all take a moment to try and lift ourselves off the ground. All the participants, you can try to lift yourself off the ground. If you're already able to, try to pull the legs as high as possible. So try to bring the legs as high as possible to your elbow, if you're able to, and stay there as long as possible. When you're not able to stay, then you can slowly come down. So for those participants who are not able to perform the Padmasana, you can place just one leg, continue to sit in Ardha Padmasana, and you can lift the body off the ground. So even if your legs, even if the front of your legs are still on the ground, if your knees are on the ground, that is fine. But at least let us try that. So lift your buttocks at least off the ground and stay on your hands. So your knees will be on the ground. Maybe if you're not able to perform the full Padmasana, one of your foot will be on the ground and your hands will be on the ground, but you're lifting your entire buttocks and thighs off the ground. So as we perform these asanas, it's going to strengthen our wrists, hands and shoulders. So let us all take a moment to first come into asana now, and we are going to stay over there for 10 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Lift your body off the ground. Visualize a swan in your inner space.
कुक्कुटासने स्थित्वा स्कन्धपर्यन्तम् ऊरूनि नीत्वा तिष्ठेत् हंसासनं भवति.
Slowly, very slowly, relax. Come down. Remove your hands from your legs. Let's once again just roll out our wrists. Take a moment to just roll your wrists. Pull them back and forth. Open your fingers. Push the hand as back as possible. All sides. Relax the wrist. And now we are going to be coming into the next asana, which is Karmukasana. Okay. So for this asana, I want once again all of the participants to bring your awareness to the screen. Please watch the screen. We'll first perform the asana for all of you, and then you can try the asana. Okay. So from Padmasana, you're going to be raising onto the knees. And once you raise onto the knees, you're going to be placing your hands inside the gap of the thighs and calves. So, sorry, in behind the legs, like how we did for Siddha Haratali Asana. So you're going to be placing your hands not through the thighs and calves, but behind the foot, next to the, in front of the perineum. So place your hands and then interlace the fingers behind you and push your hands as back as possible. And interlace your hands. Continue to keep your hands interlaced in this asana. So this is Karmukasana. So let's all perform this asana together. All the participants can now perform this asana. Come on to your hands and knees in Padmasana. Keep your legs in Padmasana. So keep your legs in Padmasana. Put your hands through the gap behind the legs. So if you're not having enough gap behind the legs, then you can push your Padmasana a bit forward, right? So like you'll be placing your legs more closer towards the knees instead of on the thighs. So push the legs backward so that you get some more room to place both of your hands behind the feet. Okay, so now let's all come on to our hands and legs. Place your hands through the thighs. So even if you're not able to perform Padmasana, that is fine. You can, instead of placing both the legs on top of the thighs, from Ardha Padmasana. So from Ardha Padmasana, you can come on to your knees and place your hand in between of your legs and interlace the fingers behind your buttocks and lean forward. So the more forward you lean, the lesser strain will be there on the hands. Okay, so let's all get into the asana and visualize a bow. Visualize yourself as the bow of Lord Shiva, of Lord Paramashiva.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करे घोड़ा संधि माही करी करे तरफ दूसरी कर दो आने कोन्या ऊपर संधि ले ठाने.
Okay, relax. Slowly remove your hands from the gaps of your thighs and come to a seated position with your legs in Padmasana. So the next asana is Kurmasana. Okay, the next asana is Kurmasana, where we are going to be visualizing ourselves as a turtle or a tortoise. Now, from Padmasana, you're going to be inserting your hands between the gap of the thighs and calves. Okay, so you can use whichever method, the one we showed earlier, where which is an easier way to put your hands through the gaps of the thighs and calves, or you can insert your hands through the legs after putting the Padmasana. So once you do that, you're going to be bringing your legs as back as possible. So bring your legs as back as possible. And then interlace the fingers around the neck. So bring your bring your hands and fingers as back as possible. So if you're able to hold your ears, that's fine. If you're able to hold your shoulders, that's fine. If you're able to hold your neck, that is fine. So interlace the fingers around the neck. Okay, let's take a moment to try this asana. So bring your hands and hold your ears. If you want an easier variation, you can roll onto your back, right? If you want an easier variation, you can roll onto your back, that's fine, and continue to try this asana. So when you do this, you won't have the problem of balancing. So even though there is a separate asana for this posture itself, we can start doing this now itself. If you want some more balance, you're not able to balance on the buttocks, then you can roll onto your back and try this same asana. So for all of us who are able to balance, you can balance and hold on to your ears or shoulders. And if you're not able to do Padmasana, that is fine. Once again, that is fine. Do the Ardha Padmasana. Place one leg on top of the opposite thigh and then bring the hands as close to the ears or shoulders as possible. So do the same asana with the legs in Ardha Padmasana. Yes, beautiful. Kailasa, Bolivia. All of you are trying. So in this asana, continue to perform the Kakachanchu Kumbhaka, and doing the Mula Bandha will help you balance in this asana. So tightening the perineum will bring some more balance in this asana. And continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
बाई जंग पर दक्षिण पावा दाई जंग परि बाई ल्यावा पहल्या अंशरघा ले हाथा.
Okay, relax. You can open out your legs for a moment. Just roll your ankles as well, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Push the ankle, push the toes forward, and then pull it backward. Yes. So now the next asana is Granthi Bedasana. So Granthi Bedasana is a continuation of the same asana with just the Jalandhara Bandha, the addition of the Jalandhara Bandha. So let's all try this asana now. Let's all get into Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. So let's all get into Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana and bring your hands as close to your head as possible. And now you're going to tuck your chin into the chest. As you visualize Paramashiva in this asana, tuck your chin to the chest and hold your head or neck, wherever you're able to hold on, and stay there. So let's all try to bring ourselves into this asana. Pull your legs as close to your shoulder as possible. So pull your legs as close to your shoulder as possible. And then insert the hand through the gaps of the thighs and calf. And tuck your chin to the chest and perform the Jalandhara Bandha. So if you're able to balance, like in Kailasa, Bolivia, the first in Kailasa, Bolivia, camera 1, there is Amma who is able to balance. Actually, there are many of them. That's beautiful. You can all perform the Kakachanchu Kumbhaka, which is inhale with the mouth contracted, with the tongue slightly in between of the teeth. Inhale through the mouth, perform the Jalandhara Bandha, and then exhale through the nose. So let's all perform this asana. Visualize Paramashiva in your inner space and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अथ वक्षे नीलकण्ठ ग्रन्थिभेदासनं शुभं ज्ञात्वा रुद्रो भवे क्षिप्रं सूक्ष्मवायुनिषेवनात् कृत्वा पद्मासनं मन्त्री जङ्घयो हृदये करौ कूर्परस्थानपर्यन्तं विभेद्य स्कन्धधारणम्.
Yes. Now, from this asana, roll onto your back. So let us not release the legs now. Just roll onto your back and continue to try and bring your soles as close to your body as possible. So this is Uttana Kurmasana, continuing to visualize ourselves as a tortoise or a turtle. Lock your legs in Padmasana and bring your hands as close to the neck or the head as possible. So when we are lying down, we'll have even more balance and we can push ourselves even more. You can push your legs even more closer to the chest in this asana. So don't roll from side to side. Even though you're on your back, you need to continue to keep the balance. Do not roll from side to side. Bring awareness to the muscles in your back and balance yourself. And the more you're on your shoulders, so if you lift your lower back off the mat and bring your legs even closer to the chest, you will find even more balance because your shoulders are wider than the lower back. So this will give you even more balance. Over here, continue to perform the Kakachanchu Kumbhaka and gaze at your nose as you continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham inside of you.
कुक्कुटासनबन्धस्थं कराभ्यां धृतकन्धरं पीठं कूर्मवदुत्तानमेतदुत्तानकूर्मकम्.
Yes. Now, slowly get up. You can release your legs. Once again, let's give a quick break for our ankles. So just open out your legs, shake them out. Roll the legs in a clockwise or anti-clockwise. Push the legs further away from you, bringing the toes as low as possible. Then pull the legs towards you. Yes. So now we continue to move to the next asana, which is Pangu Kukkutasana. So Pangu Kukkutasana is an asana where we are going to be performing Kukkutasana but on one hand. So we'll be showing all of you an easy variation to perform this asana. You do not need to feel that it's going to be very difficult. It's very, very similar to doing it on two hands, this easy variation. So let's all first bring our legs into Padmasana. So all of you can bring your legs into Padmasana. Those of you who can do it without your hands, you can try that as well. So now you're going to be placing your hands in the center. So this time, once again, you're going to be placing your hands in the center of the thighs and calves. So place both your hands through the thighs and calves, and you're going to be placing the right hand on the ground. Place your right hand on the ground and then place your left hand on top of the right hand. So as all of you can see how Maharaj is keeping his hands. So as you can see how Maharaj is keeping his hand on top of the other hand, that's how you're going to be placing your hands as well. So now, once you place one hand on top of the other, now the same technique as Kukkutasana. So lean forward first and lift your buttocks off the ground, and then slowly lift the legs off the ground as well. So this is the easier variation for all of you to perform without using both the hands. So let's all try. Let's all try this asana now. So place your legs in Padmasana. Insert the hand through the gap of the thighs behind the legs, in between of both the legs, the gap that forms. Insert your hand over there. Then place the right hand on the ground, and then place the left hand on top of the right hand. So for some of us, placing the hands on top of each other, stacking them would be easier. For some of us, holding your wrist. For some of us, holding the wrist will be easier. Whichever is easier for you, whether it is stacking your legs or holding the wrist, you can perform whichever variation of holding your hand that is comfortable for you. And then lift the legs slowly. First, lift the buttocks off the ground and stay there. So lift the buttocks off the ground, stay there, and then lean back. And as you lean back, you will see automatically you're able to lift your legs. So even a few seconds, like 1 second, if you're able to just push your legs up and then slowly lower it, that's fine. Let's all take a moment to try out this asana. So if you performed on the right side, you can perform on the left as well. So if you performed on the right hand and you're able to lift, then place the left hand on the floor and then place the right hand on top of the left hand, and then lift your hands off the ground. So in this asana, you're going to be visualizing a rooster and perform the Mula Bandha. The Mula Bandha will also help you to tighten the abdominal muscles as well. Basically, you're going to be tightening the entire body during this asana. So lift your body off the ground, visualize the rooster, and hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कुक्कुटासने स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य मणिबन्धं धृत्वा हस्तदलेन भूमिं विष्टभ्य तिष्ठेत् पाङ्गुकुटं भवति.
So how many of us were able to lift our body off the ground on either the right or left hand? Just raise both your hands if you were able to do. And let's take this moment to also just, rotate our wrists. So if you are able to lift your body, just raise your hand and rotate your wrist. Others can rotate your wrist with your hands on the ground, with the hands forward. So how many of you were able to lift your body off the ground? Okay, that's good. Some of us in Kailasa, Bolivia and Kailasa, Los Angeles were able to. That is good. Yes. So the next asana is an easy asana, which is Gridrasana. So in Gridrasana, as you keep your feet in Padmasana, you're going to be placing the elbows on the soles of the feet. So just place your elbows on the soles of the feet and interlace the fingers. So once you interlace the fingers, you're going to rest your chin on the knuckles, on the hands, interlaced fingers. And the most important part of this asana is the visualization. Close your eyes and visualize yourself going beyond all greed. So what in your inner space do you feel that you have greed about? Whether it is that you have greed about food, you have greed about money, whatever you have greed about, just surrender it to Swamiji's feet. Tell Swamiji you want to break the pattern of having the greed towards that particular object, feeling, whatever it may be. Drop that greed at Swamiji's feet. And as you continue to do this visualization, keeping your eyes closed, perform the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. Perform the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
तानोर्वोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानो व्यक्तसंस्थितौ गुल्फौ छाच्छाद्य हस्ताभ्याम् उत्तानाभ्यां प्रयत्नतः कण्ठसङ्कोचनं कृत्वा नासाग्रमवलोकयेत् गोरक्षासनमित्याहुर्योगीनां सिद्धिकारणम्.
Yes, now continue to keep your legs in Padmasana and sit up straight. If you want, you can switch your legs, which if it's getting uncomfortable. Switch your legs and come back into Padmasana. As we move into the Padmasana 3. So Padmasana 3 is just simply sit in Padmasana and place the right palm under the left palm. So place the right palm under the left palm and place both the hands in front of your legs, in front of your navel. Continue to keep your eyes closed and visualize Swamiji in your inner space. So now we are going to be performing the Mahamudra Bandha. The Mahamudra Bandha is all of the three bandhas together. So now, as you keep your hands on top of each other, inhale deeply until your lungs is completely filled, and then lock your chin to the chest and stay there. Now, as you feel uncomfortable or you're not able to hold on to the breath anymore, slowly exhale. Lightly lift your chin forward and exhale. And once your lungs are completely empty, pull your stomach in and up into the Mahamudra Bandha. Continue to keep your chin tucked to the chest. So, performing two bandhas together and pull in the Mula Bandha. Tighten the perineum and stay here as long as possible. And when you can't hold on anymore, slowly release the three bandhas and then lift your chin forward and again inhale as deeply as possible. Let's perform this Mahamudra Bandha together. Inhale as deeply as you can, completely filling your lungs. Lock the chin to the chest. Stay here as long as you can. And now lightly lift your chin forward when you can't hold on anymore and exhale through the nostrils. And then pull the stomach in and up and lock the Mula Bandha. Stay here as long as possible and then inhale and release the bandhas. We are going to be performing this once more. Now this time when you inhale, you're going to be performing the Kakachanchukumbaka to inhale. So inhale with the mouth contracted, the tongue lightly to the lips, then lock the chin to the chest, hold the breath as long as you can, and then slowly exhale through the nostrils. And as you completely empty your lungs, pull the stomach in and up and lock the Mula Bandha and visualize Swamiji in your inner space and continue to perform the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानो चरणो विधाय विधिवत् शक्तिस्थितो योगिरात्.
Yes. Now relax. And now we move into Padmasana 4. So Padmasana 4, continue to keep your legs in Padmasana and place the palms on the respective knees. So in this asana, you're going to visualize Paramashiva in your inner space. So now take a minute to visualize Paramashiva. Keep your eyes closed. Lock your eyes to the tip of the nose. You can keep your eyes closed and just bring the eyes to the tip of the nose and start visualizing Paramashiva. Visualize the 25 heads, 50 hands, 75 eyes, holding the various weapons, having Devi, Parashakti in his lap, golden in color, with one hand in Abhaya, blessing you, and with the other hand in Varada, along with the 50 hands, continue to perform the Kakachanchukumbaka and hold the japa as well of Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
एतत् पद्मासनं कुर्यात् प्राणवायु प्रसिद्धये शुभासनं सदा ध्यायेत् पूरयित्वा पुनः पुनः ऊरुमूले वामपादं पुनस्तद्दक्षिणं पदं वामोरि स्थापयित्वा च पद्मासनमिति स्मृतम्.
Yes, relax and open your eyes. The next asana is Karmukasana 2. So Karmukasana 2 is where we are going to be sitting in Padmasana. Continue to be seated in Padmasana. And now place, so your left hand, let's start with the right side. So your left hand is continuing to be on the left knee. And with the right hand, index and middle fingers, you are going to be holding on to the big toe of the left leg. And you're going to pull the leg as back as possible and leave it front. So you're basically rotating the big toe and also the entire ankle. Okay, so you're rotating the big toe and as well as the ankle, pulling the leg as back as possible. And now once you have done it on the right with the right hand, next you're going to switch the leg. So then you'll be placing the, so if you sat with, for example, previously if you first sat with the right leg on top of the left leg, then you will do it with the left hand. If you placed your right leg on top of your left leg, you will do it with the left hand. If you sat with your left leg on top of the right leg, then you will do it with your right hand. So whichever leg is on top, that leg is with which you're going to be performing this Karmukasana 2. So rotate your legs like you're pulling a bowstring. pull it as back as possible. So if you're done a few rotations with your left hand, then switch to the right, then once again switch. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva's bow in your inner space and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अथान्यासनमावक्ष्ये योगपूरकरक्षणात् कृत्वा पद्मासनं पाद अङ्गुष्ठजङ्घयो स्थितं हस्तमेकं तु जङ्घाय कार्मुकं कूर्परोर्धकं पद्मासने समाधाय अङ्गुष्ठं परिधावयेत्.
So this asana, Karmukasana 2, is the basic asana for the next asana, which is Karmukasana 3. So in Karmukasana 3, what we are going to be doing is first open your legs out. So open your legs out in front of you, and you're going to be sitting back in Padmasana, but you want to bring the foot as deep into the thigh as possible. So pull your leg as deep into the thigh as possible, and you're going to be wrapping your hands around the leg. So you're going to cross your hands behind the back. So cross your hands behind the back and hold on to your feet. This is Karmukasana 3. So for this asana, you can take the help of a partner, so they can help you to pull your leg or pull your hands as back as possible, so you're able to perform this asana. So first, place your legs as back as possible, cross your hands behind the back, help them to hold on to their legs, and then pull the leg as much as possible. All the way from the ankle, you can pull the leg so that they're able to hold on. So let's all try this asana. All of us can try this asana. So even if you're not able to do the Padmasana, that's fine. Just sit with one leg on top, one leg in the bottom, cross your hands behind the back, and try to hold on to the opposite sides. So you can first do with one hand, then you can switch the foot and do it with the other side as well. So even if you are able to hold on one side, that is great. Let's all try the Karmukasana 3. Let's take a few minutes to perform this. Tighten your Padmasana as much as possible. And when you exhale, you can squeeze yourself even more to hold on to the opposite sides. So let's all try the Karmukasana. So in my experience, if you ask me what is the easiest way to do this, first I would keep my legs nice and tight, and then I would first hold on to the leg which is on top, because the leg which is on top is automatically going to move further away, because the leg on the bottom is already locked by the leg which is on top. So I would first hold on to the leg which is on top as much as I can, and then I would attempt to hold on to the leg which is on the bottom, which should make it much easier. So once you have locked the legs in front of you, once you have locked your legs, bringing the lower leg as much as deep as possible, you should be able to like keep your foot outside of the thigh. So you would keep your foot as back as possible. Your foot has to come outside of the thigh. So your foot has to come all the way outside of your thigh, and then you will bring the opposite leg as well. So again here, your leg is almost outside of the thigh. It's outside of the thigh, the feet, the toes are outside of the thigh. So then cross your hand. So cross the hand, hold on to the big toe, and then squeeze yourself lightly leaning forward, and then hold on to the opposite toe. So this is the Karmukasana 3. So once you have performed with your right leg on top, then you can switch your legs. So then place the right leg as the down leg, as the first leg on top, then the left leg. Wrap your hand behind the back and see if you're able to hold on. For some of us, one of the leg would be easier, so that is good. Try on both sides and see which is your comfortable side. So in this asana, you're going to be visualizing yourself as Paramashiva's bow and gaze at your nose. Continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अथान्यासनमावक्षे योगपूरकरक्षणात् कृत्वा पद्मासनं पाद अङ्गुष्ठजङ्घयो स्थितं हस्तमेकं तु जङ्घाय कार्मुकं कूर्परोर्धकं पद्मासने समाधाय अङ्गुष्ठं परिधावयेत्.
Yes. So the next asana is the same asana. So in this asana, it is just the change of the visualization to visualize ourselves as Paramashiva, as Paramashiva's third eye, as the third eye of Paramashiva, bringing the visualization of the third eye and fixing your gaze at the third eye as well. So let's all continue to perform this asana. Visualize ourselves as the third eye. Bring your gaze to the third eye and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कार्मुकासनमाक्षित्य उदरे पूरयेत् सुखं तदा वायुर्वसो याति कालेन सूक्ष्मवायुना कृत्वा पद्मासनं मन्त्री वेष्टयित्वा प्रधारयेत् करेण दक्षिणो नैव वामपादान्तिकं ततम्.
Yes. So the next asana is Nagrasana. So now, keeping your legs in Padmasana, cross your hands behind the back. So you're going to, from this asana that we had done, the Karmukasana 3 and the Dridasana, you're going to interlace your, you're going to cross your hand behind the back, holding on to the opposite toes, and now try to slowly lie down. Try to slowly lie down, and at the same time keep the hands on the holding the toes. So this is the Nagrasana. So if you're not able to hold on to the toes, that's fine. Just hold on to one toe if you can, onto one side if you can, and lie down on the back. Visualize a snake in your inner space and you can perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Sahaja Kumbhaka is where you inhale the prana through the nose. Inhale, hold the breath comfortably, exhale, and once again hold the breath comfortably. So lie down on your back with the hands crossed. If you're not able to hold on to both of your toes, that is fine. Just lie down with your hands crossed behind the back. And if you're not able to keep the Padmasana, that is fine. You can go a step lower where you just keep one leg on top of the other and lie down with your hands crossed behind the back. Try to keep the knees together. Visualize yourself as a snake in your inner space. And continue to perform the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
प्रथम पद्मासन को ठाने, दो हाथ पाछाने आने, पाद अंगूठा पकड़े आनी, सोबई कहुन्या कुल्या पानी, गोड़ा जंघ अग्र को दाशे, मस्तक को समसूधो राशे, नासा अग्र दृष्टि को धरे, आसन नग्र ऐसे विधि करे, नासा रोग जोर ना रहे, विशाल पिन सजोय, जुषामा आदिक सब हरे, नगरासन नसोय.
Now continue to lie down on your back and slowly release your legs from the Padmasana. Straighten the legs and then slowly bend the knees to your chest and wrap your legs. Wrap your legs around the leg, wrap your hands around the leg and just bring your legs as close to the chest as possible. Squeezing yourself, visualizing yourself as a ball. Visualize yourself as a ball. Just roll from side to side, back and front, massaging the lower back. Let's take a minute to settle into this asana. Squeeze your legs, rock from side to side. Continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space.
वेत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादान् निष्कुष्य ऊर्ध्वं नयेत्, पृष्ठवंशेन भूमिं पोथयेत्, कन्दुकासनं भवति.
Now relax. You can release your hands from the legs. And now we move into Urdhva Pavanasana. So this asana, a lot of us are already experts of. Now just keep your legs on keep your feet flat on the floor with the knees pointing up. Interlace your fingers behind the neck and just lie down, relaxing yourself. So a lot of us are already experts of this asana. So during this asana, visualize yourself as Swamiji, gaze to the nose and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
प्रथमे सूधो सैन करावे, गोड़ा उभा राशि मिलावे, गुल्फमा हिला अंगुष्ठ दोई, करे एक समेल रसोई.
Yes. Now release your hands from behind your head and you're going to be placing them by your side. So you're going to now be placing the heel under the fingers. Okay, so place the keep your leg in the same position and keep the fingers underneath the heels. So bring your legs nice and close to your body. Bring your legs nice and close to the buttocks, and place the heels on the fingers, and then lift your hips as high as possible up in the air, bringing a straight line all the way from your knees to the shoulder. One straight line. Visualize yourself as a powerful alpha ape. So bring that power and lift your hips up. Let's all stay in this position for a few seconds. Lift your hips up. Tighten the perineum with the Mula Bandha. Tighten your abdominal muscles. Push your shoulders onto the ground. And stay here for a few seconds. Let's stay here for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly come down. Take a quick breather. And now once again lift yourself up into the asana, into Markata Pitasana, and hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space.
उत्तानशयनं पादतले उत्तानहस्तयोः स्थापयेत् पृष्ठभागमुत्तमयेत् मरकटपीठं भवति.
Yes. Now slowly place your feet onto the ground, your buttocks onto the ground. So the next asana is Uttana Shikihi Pitakasana. So this asana is a continuation of the previous asana. So we'll first show you the asana and then you can perform it. Okay, so lift your hips up off the ground, and as you lift the hips up, you're going to be bringing your hands onto the hips. So bring your hands onto the hips and support your hips. Okay, and now slowly straighten the feet. Straighten the knees as much as possible. Straighten the legs as much as possible. Even if your feet come off the ground, that's fine. Try to straighten the knees as much as possible. So this is why you're placing your hands on the hip for the balance. So place your feet as straight as possible. This is the Uttana Shikipitakasana. So let us all perform this asana together. Let's all lie down onto the back. So place your hands by your hip, and as you raise your hip up onto your shoulder, bringing the entire body onto the shoulder, slowly bring the elbows under the hips. So bring the elbows as much under the hips as possible. The more under the hip you keep the elbow, the less likely it is to slip off onto the sides. So nicely lock the elbows under the hips and visualize Swamiji in this asana. Gaze to the nose and perform the japa of Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
जङ्घूरुबलहीनश्चेत् उत्तानशिखिपीठकम् अप्रमत्तः प्रकुर्वीत भुक्तेः प्राग्विजितेन्द्रियः.
Now slowly bend your knees and lower the body down. Bend your knees and lower the body onto the ground. As we now move into the next asana, which is Narakasana. Okay, so for this asana, we are going to be lying down on the ground, and from this lying down position, so first bring the knees, bend the knees, and then you're going to be placing the hands like how you did in the previous asana. You're going to be placing the hands on the hip. Then kick the legs up. Kick the legs up and come on to your shoulders. So come on to the shoulders and support the lower back, support your body with the help of your hands. So let's all kick up and stay there. So if you're not able to lift your back off the mat, that is fine. Just lift the legs alone up and try to straighten the legs as much as possible. And if you're able to, push the hip up. Push the hip up and stay there. And if you're able to do this as well, remove the hand from the back one by one and place the palms on the ground. So in this, you're going to completely bring the entire balance onto the core, onto your shoulder and hands. So this is the 3 variations you can all try. So first, raise the legs up. If you're able to, kick your legs up even higher onto the shoulders. Place your hands on the back, and if you're able to do that as well, slowly lower the hands onto the ground. Yes, in Kailasa, Bolivia, we have a few participants who are doing it. That's great. Visualize yourself traveling through Naraka, which is the hell, without being touched by any of the anything, just traveling through the hell downward. Without being disturbed, and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ग्रीवाकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्टम्भ पादाग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वमुत्त्रयेत् नरकासनं भवति.
Yes. So now the next asana is from this same position, right? From this same position, you're going to bring the hands back onto the back. So bring your hands back on the back and slowly lean the legs forward. So slowly you're going to be leaning the legs forward, angling the legs as much as you can. So angle the legs as low as possible as we move into Naukasana. So let's all try this asana now. So bring the hands back, raise the legs up, raise the legs up. Place your hands on the back to balance yourself. Then slowly lower the legs as low as possible. Even if your legs slip, you're not able to hold on anymore, just lower the legs onto the ground. And then once again, lower the legs as much as possible. Okay, so it's not lower to the head, but on the opposite side. So if you're not able to lift your hips off the ground, raise your legs up. So we'll show that variation as well. Just keep the hands by your side, keep the hips on the ground, and lower your leg as much as possible. So you get the same effect that you're doing with the asana with the legs up. So just lower your leg into a 45-degree angle. Keep the knees straight and lower the leg into a 45-degree angle. So if you're able to, then lift your hips off the ground. Visualize a boat in your inner space. And balance here as you visualize Swamiji, as you visualize the boat and perform the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नौकावत् स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं पादाग्रद्वयं नयेत् तिर्यन्नौकासनं भवति.
Now let's take a quick break. Lower your legs onto the ground. We have another asana which is Dvajasana, which is in the same type of asana. So lower yourself onto the back. Let's have a quick breather. And now once again lift your legs up and place the hands on the back and lift the hips up. Come on, lift the hips up. And now you're going to slowly place the hands onto the mat, visualizing a flag. You can visualize the Kailasa flag in your inner space. Visualize the Kailasa flag in your inner space and continue to hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
तिर्यन्नौकावत् ग्रीवापृष्ठकूर्परैः भूमिं वष्टभ्य मस्तकलाक्षेन पादाग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वं नयेत् ध्वजासनं भवति.
Now slowly lower yourself onto the ground as we move into Mritasana. Completely relax. Keep your hands by the side. Do not touch your hands to the body. Just relax the hands by the side. Lay flat on the ground, relaxing all the parts of the body, the whole body. Keep the whole body like a log. This asana removes all the fatigue and brings the peace of the mind. The mudra for this asana is the Shakti Chalana Mudra. So let's perform the Shakti Chalana Mudra. As you visualize the Kundalini energy moving through all of the 7 chakras, pulling the Kundalini energy through all the 7 chakras to the crown center. So visualize inside of you, there is a golden energy in the root of the spine. Start visualizing this golden energy move up from the Mooladhara, which is the root center, the base of the spine, moving up to the Swadhisthana, below the navel center, the lower abdomen, the Manipuraka, the navel center, the Anahata, the heart center, Vishuddhi, the throat center, the Agnya, the brow center, between of the eyebrows, and finally to the Sahasrara, the crown center. At the same time, stop all of the micro movements, the twitching of your toes, the movement of your fingers, even your breath. Do not stop breathing, but inhale and exhale as slowly as possible, lowering, reducing the movement of your body as much as possible. Reduce the movement of your tongue. Stop the movement of your eyes, locking them to the third eye, just gazing upward with your eyes closed. Completely relax here. And now visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Whichever form, whether it is day before yesterday's darshan, the new dress and style that Swamiji had graced each one of us, the 3 or 4 pendants on his chest, the bright red dress with the golden spots and the small crown, or it is a form of Swamiji where he is not having any jewels, casual, with the hair just tied above the head, or with a simple turban on the golden simhasana. Or maybe you have seen Swamiji physically during some of the programs. Then bring that visualization where maybe it was the first hug you had during the energy darshan. What experience you had? Maybe you're completely blank, or you had some particular vision inside of you. Bring awareness and cherish that moment. Do not get distracted with the thoughts. Unclutch from all of the thoughts. Do not think about what today's breakfast might be, or maybe you have a very urgent thing that is waiting for you back home. Maybe your stomach is not fine. Whatever it may be, do not allow the thoughts to come inside of you. This space of just unclutching, if you slip into that space of restful awareness with awareness, knowing that you are there, that is samadhi. Without awareness, unconsciously going into that state is what we call as sleep. So do not allow yourself to slip into the sleep or the tiredness. Be aware of your entire body, bringing the visualization of Swamiji in your inner space. Completely relaxing every single muscle, internal and external. Now, slowly come back to your body. Bring awareness to the tips of the toes, the ankles, the feet, the calves, thighs, your abdomen, your fingers, your wrist, your forearm, your arms and shoulders, your stomach, your heart and chest, your neck, your face, and then your head. Slowly start wiggling your toes and fingers. Interlace. Bring your knees to the chest. Gently rock yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And we now have a few minutes to quickly take a few questions. As yesterday, many of the participants were not able to have your questions answered. If any participants have any questions that you had throughout this Trithiya Vinyasa Krama, and just a reminder to all of the participants that today we have completed 308 asanas successfully, beautifully. We have another 200 asanas of the Trithiya Vinyasa Krama that we are going to be exploring next. And if we have, we'll be also going further. So if any participants have any questions, maybe you had some experiences, you had some pain or discomfort during any asanas, or you want to know the meaning of particular asanas, whatever it may be, you can come forward to the mic and ask your questions.
Nithyananda Maharaj, I've got a quick question. Yesterday I was sharing that when I'm practicing yoga, during the yoga and 2 hours later, I have absolutely no pain, even in my mouth when I received major surgery 15 days ago. Is there something specific or any specific asana that I could practice so that the pain goes away even longer?
Particularly for the mouth surgery of your mouth, I would not, I'm not having any particular asana that would directly help your mouth, but something that Swamiji has taught each and every one of us in the Gurukul is that a very powerful technique that I myself have experienced is that the pain, focusing on the pain. Okay, so where is the pain emerging from? So whenever you see, if you see throughout the day, it's not that continuously you would have the pain, right? Suddenly you might forget about it, suddenly you might remember it. So
Right.
it is just bringing awareness, right, to where, what is the, just close your eyes for a few minutes and bring awareness to where is the source of the pain coming from.
Okay.
And give healing to that particular place. Just channel that energy that Swamiji is giving each one of us. You can just visualize Swamiji in your inner space, chant the Mahavakya, and request Swamiji to heal the pain that you're experiencing, and that will really be a powerful technique that you can start doing from today, which will reduce the pain.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I use Nithyananda Mahavakya, but I will do that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Nithyananda Maharaj. This is Jessica from LA. Where can we learn more? Nithyananda Ma, where can we learn more about the animals, the visualizations, and their meaning?
So we can share the Trithiya Vinyasa Krama book with all of you.
Oh, thank you.
So actually, if you go to the Pinterest, so I hope you are familiar with the social media platform Pinterest. So in Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda Pinterest account, we have uploaded the complete 508 asanas of the Trithiya Vinyasa Krama. So that is one place where you can look at all of the various visualizations of the asanas. Or if you want more details also, we can share with you the book. So we will share the book with all of you, the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama and Trithiya Vinyasa Krama book, maybe today or tomorrow, and you can use that to go through the complete asanas and the visualization.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you.
Dhyandam. Yes. So if all of us are clear, if we don't have anything else to ask, then we can all finish with the Purna Mantra. We can all complete the Nithyananda Yoga. Let's all sit in our yoga mat. Sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center. Take a deep breath. And let us chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. So the respective Kailasas, please.
For the Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தனே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தனே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவ சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய்